Hey guys, it's Old Man G here, back again with a post-match reaction. Sorry for the delay, I've actually just come back from work. In terms of watching the game, like I saw some of the highlights and obviously following on BBC Sport, and frankly, at 2-0 down, I just lost interest. I was just like, this is typical, this is expected, and and I thought that it was game over, and then I literally refreshed the page as I was tracking it, and suddenly United are 3-2 up, quick fire succession, 3 goals, and you're just like, can we just hang on? Can we hang on to a lead? Can we hang on? I know we played badly, but can we at least hang on and see and hope that United can get 3 points from this, because it would be a massive 3 points. But lo and behold, because of shoddy defending, which seems to have been the issue the whole game, if I'm perfectly honest, we ended up losing the game. Well, not losing. We ended up drawing the game, but it's difficult, to be honest, because if we're perfectly honest with ourselves, and I say first and foremost, I just apologise that this is a late stream. Jamie, thank you for joining the stream. A long time no see, actually, buddy. So like, I've been missing you in these streams. I hope you've been doing well yourself. I'm going to talk about VAR in a second, because the first things first, I want to clarify this for anyone who actually is watch the stream later, is that we played poorly for 70 minutes. Let's not forget this. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tactics were wrong. While it was clear that it's been clear for a long time now that we missed Pogba, that creativity. Now that McTominay's out, we essentially have no midfield. I don't want to keep on banging on again about how if we had signed midfielders in the summer, we could have avoided this crisis. And I put that on the board. I put that on Solskjaer. I put that on this lack of going out and actually getting a proper replacements for your Ferreiras, for your Fellaini's, to actually to strengthen our midfield. Because Solskjaer clearly doesn't seem to rely on playing the midfield youth in your Garners and your Gomez's. So, and there might be something behind the scenes, I don't know, but we're short. Our only true midfield players on the pitch were Fred and Pereira today. And that was it. And to be honest, that's not a midfield. Fred and Pereira are not a midfield. To play and to start playing 3 at the back is one thing. But to play 3 at the back with a certain Jeremiah Jones, when I saw his name on the team sheet, and Jamie's was just saying, why are we playing 3 at the back? I've got no idea. I don't know whether it's because we were away, because we felt that, is it that we wanted to just... Is it that Solskjaer was so scared of Sheffield United away that, and to be fair, we'll come to the goals in a second, but is it so they were scared of Sheffield United that we had to set up as a back 3 to keep them out? Sheffield United, that we couldn't have taken the game to Sheffield United. That's very, I don't know, that's very, very concerning for me. Very concerning. We shouldn't... Sheffield United, and fair play to them, fair play to Chris Wilder, they are very good and a very organised side. No doubt about that. And I don't think that you can... I don't think you can take that away from them. I don't think you can do that at all. What I would say, though, is that we helped them. We enabled them to play that way because we allowed them to have the ball. We allowed them to press us. They outplayed us. And I'll keep saying this. They outplayed us. They completely and totally outplayed us for what was, I think, a good 70 minutes of that game. Let's be honest. Jamie, Fred looked bad without McSauce. Definitely agree. I still don't know how Phil Jones is our club. I also have no idea how he's at. To be honest, someone has to explain to me and I don't do. Someone has to explain to me how we let Chris Smalling go on loan. Okay, how we let Chris Smalling go out on loan to Roma and Phil Jones sort the club. Because honestly, I think that I know not a lot of United fans gave Phil Jones gave Chris Smalling a lot of slack, but I rate I rate Chris Smalling definitely ahead of Phil Jones. And to be honest, with the way Lindelof is playing, I kind of am starting to rate him above Lindelof as well, because Lindelof easily gets bullied, doesn't win stuff in the year, and really the only really good thing with Lindelof right now and Maguire is their ability to play from the back. That's about it. But they don't really have anyone in front of them who can carry the ball and can continue that. Our creative players, in that sense, are coming from our defence. But anyway, this is going to be a brief post-match reaction because I don't want this to go on to too long because it's late and I really need to get some rest. But it wasn't good enough. And I think, and even though the title is VAR is terrible, and I've already seen someone's just like the video already because of that statement, and I'll talk about that in 2 seconds. United it was almost going to be VAR is terrible and so are we. But I thought that'd be a bit too harsh just because of the fact that even though we were down, we were essentially on 2-0. The first goal was Phil Jones, adjudged to be fouled. We'll see. Second goal, poor defending. We conceded 2 goals. De Gea actually really kept us in this game with some fantastic saves. And you're looking at it and you're thinking, right, okay, what's going on? What actually is going on here? And then suddenly, come the 70th minute, United decide they want to play football. Strangely, they decide, you know what we're going to do? We're going to play football now. Brandon Williams, fantastic strike. I think he did struggle today, if I'm perfectly honest, as what seems to be all United players saying. But that strike by Brandon Williams really got us back into the game. It was a fantastic finish by Brandon Williams. And, like I've said, he will grow into the game. He will get better with the right coaching. I'm sure he will. You don't put Ashley Young back in this squad, irrespective. And that finish was a brilliant finish. And then we click on from there. Mason Greenwood, the youth. Solskjaer has been reluctant to play the youth, and yet it was the youth that saved him today, in a way. Because to be honest, if Solskjaer loses a game at Sheffield United, he's possibly getting into the sack. He's possibly in that sort of going to be sacked territory type of thing. Jamie says that Chris Maldini had a goal and 2 assists today. Well, there you go. As part of Roma, there you go. And from what I can gather, to be honest, it doesn't seem like Chris Maldini wants to come back. He seems to be loving life in Rome, which is much better than Manchester at this moment in time. But Greenwood finishes, and then obviously we go on, and Marcus Rashford scores with a good delivery from Daniel James. But youth. So Brandon Williams, Mason Greenwood, come on, play. He makes the substitution because they weren't playing at the start, and they essentially rescue Solskjaer. If he didn't play the youth, we wouldn't have gone back in the game. If Brandon Williams, if Mason Greenwood, who I think is, I personally think, I've said this for so many times, Mason Greenwood is a much better finisher than Marcus Rashford. He's got much more. The problem with Marcus Rashford, ongoing problem with Marcus Rashford, and a part of me feels like Marcus Rashford needs to leave, or at the very least we need to get better coaches in, because he runs a lot, but his position where he runs is not great, and his composure in front of goal is still awful. Lukaku, despite the fact that Lukaku's touch wasn't great, but Lukaku's finishing, when he could finish, okay, if he controlled the ball, okay, let's go right. If he controlled the ball and if it's okay, when he's got that control, Lukaku's finishing was actually pretty good. It was reasonably good. His touch was awful, but Lukaku's finishing was pretty good. Marcus Rashford's touch and control are fine, but his finishing and lack of composure is not good at all. I can see that from the goals that Lukaku scored against PSG. Composure. Rashford doesn't have that, but Greenwood, I sense, does have it. And yeah, I know Marcus had a goal today. He did, but I just think that it's just emphasising the point I'm making that for a manager who seems to be reluctant on to play the youth at times, and he has, because Greenwood didn't start as far as I was aware, although Brandon Williams did, it was the youth of Manchester United, the that aren't being paid. Martial, to be honest, I think I was very disappointed with Martial. You know, much like, I guess the likes of Aubameyang and the Arsenal players, the just lack of effort or work rate was from what I could see was apparent. I know, yes, we don't have the creativity midfield, but we needed that work rate. And to be honest, you know, based on this performance, frankly, top four is over. And I'll say this now, and I'll be posting us midweek when we talk about it. But for me, top four is over. Top four is gone. It's over. It's finished. Let's not talk about it again. There is no top four. There's no top four at all. It's just it's not happening at all. So I guess the question is, what is the objective of our season now? Is it to get a trophy? Is it to still try and get into top four? Is it to win the Europa League maybe as a direct route? That might be a possibility. Right now, to be honest, you know, is it to get a trophy? Is it to? For me, the only things that I can see in terms of a successful, if you could argue, successful season is a 5th place, and in terms of improvement from last season is a 5th place finish with a trophy. That could be a League Cup, that could be an FA Cup. If we get something like that, if we get a 5th place finish with a trophy, then that's at least some progress. And maybe I might give it a bet on that if Solskjaer can get recruitments in the summer to improve his midfield. Or we win the Europa League and get to the Champions League that way. That is also a possibility. If neither of those happen, then to be honest, like I said, top four's out of the way, so we can't really get that anymore, in my opinion. So if I'm honest, if that's the case, Ollie basically goes in the season while we consider who comes in and who gets backed. Jamie's saying Ollie will take this as a good result. To be honest, there are just certain things that I know. If Ollie's listening to this right now, and I doubt he will, the thing I would just say is that it's okay to be angry. You know, I saw him at the game. I was like smiling with Jeff, and I was like, but why? Yes, it was an entertainment of football, but why though? We played badly for 70 minutes, and we came up with a draw against Sheffield when we needed to win. We've got Villa, who we could potentially win. I don't know, but Sheffield United are ahead of us in the table. There are a lot of teams now that Mourinho, as I've posted in the video, is now gone at Spurs. They're going to want to, they're going to push for a charge as well. And you know, you keep on. All I'm saying is, I just want to see the evidence. I just want to see the evidence that we are progressing, and right now I don't see it. Now, that all being said, fair play to Sheffield United. Fair play. I think I've been very impressed with them this season. I knew it was going to be difficult, and that's why I thought a win at Sheffield United was going to be a statement, a turnaround. A loss for me probably meant Ollie was going to be sacked, and a draw kind of leaves me thinking, you know, Ollie's just probably going to stay for a bit longer, really. We've got Villa, Spurs, and City. To be honest, we might beat Villa. I feel like Spurs and Mourinho have a point to prove and will probably take our team apart because they have better players and momentum, although I don't think that Spurs can defend as well yet, although neither can we, because we conceded 3 goals. That's actually the most goals we conceded in quite some time, actually. Like, we usually, and that's the other concerning thing for me, is that while defense hasn't been great this season, we've genuinely conceded anywhere between 1 to 2 goals. The fact that we conceded 3 goals this season is worrying in this game, is worrying. And City, I think, will lose again as well. So you can easily see us getting 3 points from 9 in the next couple of games, which is dreadful, absolutely dreadful. Unless maybe we'll play counter-attack thing, I don't know. I'm hoping, or hope that poor Pogba is going to be fit for at least Spurs or City, and we can get something. But I doubt it. So before I finish the stream, because I really need to head off, I'm tired, exhausted today, is VAR. Now, I'm a strong VAR advocate, actually. Thanks everyone who's watching, by the way. Please like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. And check us out. Jamie, if you will, we've got the Red Devil Studio Live podcasts. And everyone else will be listening on iTunes and Spotify. If you check the link in the description. We also have a Discord community, which would be great to be a part of. And hopefully, in the next coming weeks, we'll be streaming via StreamYard, where we'll be hoping to get some of you guys on a new show we're doing, which I'll post about later in the week, called 100% Manchester United. We're going to get you guys, the community, on stream to basically where we discussed basically the latest topics regarding Manchester United and what have you. It'll be a topical show. So if you are interested, DM me on Twitter at WeAreUnitedX, or message me in the email down below. All of this you can find in the description down below. So check that out, because I want to get as many of you guys on 100% Manchester United as possible to have a diversity of opinions, and we hopefully will do that. It'll be late, probably be 9:30, 10 o'clock UK time where we get that show going. So back to business though on VAR, and I've always the issue is not with VAR, despite the fact that I said that VAR is useless in this topic. The issue is with the lack of consistency with refereeing and officials, which was the same, to be fair, before VAR came about. When you compare the foul that happened to Liverpool yesterday and various fouls or slight nudges or adjudications that went on into a goal, I don't quite understand why Phil Jones is, even though he was banter at letting him be pushed over so easily, I don't quite understand why that wasn't, VR didn't look at that and say, it's a push. I don't care if it's a nonchalant, it's a push that led up to the goal. I was a contributing factor to it. It should have been reviewed, and in my opinion, it should have been disallowed, or at the very least, it should have been reviewed properly, especially if your Lovren situation, as well as, I think there was a Spurs situation as well, where, slightest touch, penalty, slightest touch. Oh, that affected the game. Okay, so it's not a goal. But this, nah, it's fine. Play on. The other thing is, I'm sorry, the third goal, it comes off the top of his arm. I can see it. You can see if you replay it, it comes off the top of his arm. People say it's chest, top of arm. For me, the rules, from what I understood, the rules were clear in that if you use any part of the arm that's below arm, that's all the way up arm, whatever, any part of the arm, upper arm, everything like that, to control the ball, and that leads to a goal, that does not count. That was what my understanding of the rules was. If the ball was completely in his chest, that's fine, but you can clearly see the ball is at least in part in correct contact with the upper part of his arm. Even if it's upper armpit or chest or whatever, it's in contact with the upper part of his arm, which led to the goal. Therefore, the goal should be disallowed. That is the issue I have with VAR, is that the lack of consistency with the referees. They don't seem to know what they're doing regarding VAR. And as James already said, if that's Liverpool conceding a goal, it's disallowed. So I don't know whether the VAR chiefs just want Liverpool to win the league. I don't know. I've got no idea, to be honest. Maybe they just, I don't know. Maybe they just feel that that Manchester United, that they want Solskjaer. I don't know. All I can really say though is that by the letter of the laws, those two goals, in my opinion, based on what I've seen and how I've seen VAR implemented in the past, they should have been disallowed. They should not have been goals. And I'm fairly frustrated that Manchester United were penalised in that respect. But there we have it. It's another 2 points dropped. And once again, as I said even in the preview, even though we were behind, we still managed to lose from a winning position. We've lost at least 10 points from winning positions this season, and that is not acceptable. I'm not going to post an Ole for that because I don't think he's going to be going anywhere. But I just wish, I just hope, as I end the stream, Ole, that you're just not happy. Because please tell me that you're not happy with how we're playing, because frankly, you got your tactics wrong, and for 70 minutes, it wasn't working. So please, 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 because I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, Ollie. I really do. But you cannot be happy overall that we fought back in 10 minutes. But football is a 90-minute game. And overall, but for that flash of 10 minutes, we were poor. We were poor. And VAR is trash. Thanks for listening, guys. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter at We Are United X, and obviously check out our Discord community, as well as our podcasts on Red Devil Studio Live. Sorry again for lateness, guys, and delay. I have been very, very busy, but yeah, we go again. It's always a struggle supporting Manchester United. It really, really is. But good fight back, lads. But we are where we are. Ollie does, and just as what Ollie does need to get his act together, but I don't see it. I don't see it. Take care, bro. Thanks again for everyone who's watching, and cheers.